Hey everybody, happy Black Friday. This is a look ahead in the second video of today to the second matchup of the last two games between the Flyers and the New York Islanders. In the last 5 games, the Islanders are 4-1. In the last 5 games, the Flyers are struggling and playing really bad. They're 0-2-3. We got lucky and we got in those 3 overtimes to get those 3 points. So at least there's something. The goalies are likely to be Elliott versus Greiss again, since Elliott had a good game versus the Islanders and Greiss had a pretty good game against us too. 6-5-4 for Elliott, 7-2-2 for Greiss. Elliott has a 2.72 goals against with a 908 save percentage. Greiss is a 3.3 goals against with a .906 save percentage. So again, you would think there would be more scoring in these games. There was a decent amount last game, but the goalies did step up and play well. If those are the two that end up going again, which is what the expected starters are. And then for the players, Josh Bailey has 26 points with 5 goals, 21 assists. John Tavares has 25 with 15 goals and 10 assists. And Anders Lee has 22 with 11 and 11. 11 goals, 11 assists. Flyers, Jake Voracek has our most points at 27. 7 goals, 20 assists. Couturier has 12 goals with 23 points and 11 assists. Giroux has 23 points, 9 goals, and 14 assists. And the problem for the Flyers is those 3 leaders are all consistently our first-line players. And we don't have depth in terms of scoring. The Islanders, the reason they have the much better record than the Flyers, not even just in the last 5 games, just in the whole season in general, is because they have more depth in terms of scoring. They're 12-7-2, we're 8-9-5, and got lucky we went to those 5 overtimes for those extra 5. So the Flyers need to find some depth in scoring, which is why they called up Mattel, who did pretty good. Morin they called up to have a big guy back on defense. And Andrew McDonald's been skating, so hopefully he comes back soon to add a vet back there on defense. And they just continue to look better, because we did look good against the Islanders last game after back-to-back game. So if we can build on that, then we can start trying to come back and starting to win games, because it's one of those things where sometimes when you're losing for a while, until you get that first win, nothing really starts kicking in again, and you don't really start getting going. But we did look solid last game. We got to overtime against one of the best teams in our division. And if we can keep building on that and maybe even get to OT again today and get a point from both games with the Islanders, that would even be considered a win with how we've been playing lately. It would be nice, though, because they're in our division, to not give them the point. So if we could win at home at 4 o'clock this afternoon on our special Black Friday game, that would be nice. But it is going to be a tough game. We're going to have to play really well again like we did last game, and get some scoring from not just the first line like we did last game for the first time in a while. And Raffl said once he gets one, he thinks he'll start getting going. So that will be very helpful if a guy like him, who plays pretty solid defense, and then if he can get going on offense, will be very good for the Flyers, because we really need that depth in scoring. Patrick's looked pretty good since back. Martel, like I said, looked good in his first game. Wheel hasn't done much of late, so if he could get going. Konechny hasn't done much of late, so if he could get going. The Flyers just have a lot of guys that have been slumping, other than the guys that are on their first line, and a couple defensemen that have been able to get us goals. Like Brandon Manning has 3, Provorov has 3 or 4. Ghost has mostly assists so far this year. So the defensemen have been helping out our offense. But we need to really get our forwards going and our centers in terms of scoring, because you can't just keep relying on the first line and defensemen to help out your offense. So hopefully the Flyers can get their win today on the 4 o'clock game on Black Friday. Let's go Flyers. Have a good day, everyone.